Morning, little brother. You didn't make coffee yet, did you? Well, I've got a swell idea. Why don't you make the coffee? I'll go take a shower, okay? What? Coffee. Make coffee. If you could stop brooding over Felicia for just a minute, all right?
You slept as badly as I did last night. You probably need this coffee as much as I do.
I was too excited about being in Mexico to sleep. And now I'm too excited to be tired.
Well, excitement becomes you.
And you have a beautiful home.
Mi casa, su casa.
I feel like I'm a million miles away from Port Charles. And a million miles away from friends, too.
I hope you don't miss Port Charles so soon.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. There are people that I know and like in Port Charles that are in really big trouble.
You thinking about the Brockman?
I hope Ruby and Bobbie are holding up okay. Jake!
Came just as fast as I could, Bobbie. I was out of town last night when you left that message on my machine. I did read the morning headlines, though.
I need you, Jake.
Friend or lawyer?
Both. I'm afraid. Everybody thinks I killed Brock.
Brock shooting stumps police. Yes.
Someone here to see you.
I'm in no fit state to receive anyone.
Your wife?
Okay, she's the one person who's seen me worse than this.
I heard that, Robert. What makes you so angry?
Oh, these damned headlines.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Well, not that I'm unhappy to see you, but what you doing here? I could use a cool hand on my forehead.
Well, then you shall have one. I had some errands nearby, and whenever I'm nearby, I cannot resist the temptation just to stop in and say hello.
Did you read the story that went with the headlines?
Yes, they are pushing, aren't they?
I tell you one thing. I will not arrest Bobbie until I'm sure.
Can I ask you a terrible question?
Did Bobbie kill Brock? I don't know. But if she didn't, who did?
This piece we got from our latest dig. Now, notice the detail around the mouth. And
yeah.
Someone's coming.
Oh, I didn't hear anybody.
Many years in a WSB, sharp as your hearing. Ah, Professor Estevez.
Buenos dias, Sean. Buenos dias. Ah, so wonderful to see you again, my dear.
Well, thank you. What are you doing here?
Oh, the professor's going through some of my books and artifacts, things I'd like to have with me in Port Charles.
Well, really, I'm being paid a handsome sum for what is really a labor of love.
Your books?
Yes, as long as I have my books, I feel at home at any place in the world.
I hate to ask a favor after everything you've done for me.
No, I like doing favors. Don't deprive me.
Well, there are some books in your library that would be great for my graduate research.
My library is at your disposal anytime you wish.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be packing these books.
Felicia's here to use the research library in the city. Let's have her take a look at some of my books. Hold off your packing for a day.
I see.
Felicia, you said you wanted to get to the library?
Oh, yes, I'd like to. I don't want to waste a minute.
I'll order a car for you.
Car? I can go by a bus or...
Oh, no. Princesses don't do that. Besides, it's my pleasure.
Even a princess that works as a waitress.
Oh, don't try and pin me down, young lady. Just hurry up,
I shall.
Okay.
Nice to see you here.
Wonderful to see you again. Thank you. These books.
What about them?
Well, some of these books she should not be allowed to see. What if she comes up with a double crypt system? She's a smart girl.
As I told you in Port Charles, my friend, don't underestimate me. Any of my books that would have led Felicia to the treasure are already in my vault.
So our secret is safe?
Of course. She'll never lay her hands on them.
In a good mood? Peel back, brother. I don't want any trouble, especially from you.
Come on, let's just talk a little bit. So what have you been out of shape about? Because Felicia went to Mexico with Donnelly?
I can have more than one thing on my mind, you know.
But that's one of the things that's on your mind.
Well, maybe, but it doesn't mean it's the most important.
Well, let's just talk about it first, okay? Sit down. Come on, let's talk. Waiting?
You're just going to tell me that I'm jealous.
You are.
I don't like the way Donnelly influences her.
And how is that?
He's always feeding her fantasy about her heritage or about being a princess, an Aztec. I mean, he's just stringing her along.
Frisco, I have been with you and Felicia a lot, and sometimes you like to string her along about that, too.
Well, I mean, I play along with it, but most of the time it drives me crazy.
That's what I love about you. You're so consistent right down there.
Don't worry about me, brother. I'm cool with the subject. I just get around with it, that's all.
You know what? I think the bottom line is you're jealous about Donnelly. Because he's rich, he can offer her more than you can, he can take her on a fast trip to Mexico.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Things are going to change around here because big money is headed my way.
Oh, I know it. I believe it.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Putting aside the problem you had at the syndication party, the response to your show was big.
Yeah.
So you got no problems.
Damn it.
What?
The party, Tony.
What about it?
I told you I had more than one thing on my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still feel lousy about inviting the Brocks to the party. I mean, if I hadn't pushed the idea of them coming, I mean, I was only thinking of Bobbie.
Everybody knows that.
Brock might still be alive, Tony.
Oh, Frisco, it was just an invitation to a party. You can't predict those kind of things.
If I could just talk to her, though.
She's in seclusion, I think.
I just want to tell her how bad I feel about all of it. I'm going to try to find her.
And then on top of everything else, innocent people are getting hurt. Like Rick. Rick does not deserve to be hurt.
I'll have to go to Scorpio's today and listen to that cassette.
For Brock to record on a cassette that Rick and I were having an affair? How could he do something like that?
Sounds like he was mentally disturbed.
The police or a jury hear something like that, and they think he was disturbed because Rick and I were having an affair. And I think that's a terrible thing to happen to Rick.
We'll just have to come up with evidence that refutes Brock's charges.
Rick and Ginny have a good marriage now. They're very happy.
That's good. Maybe that means that Ginny will testify for us.
Terry's really hurting.
Bobbie, I'm sure a lot of people are suffering because of what happened. But now it's time to take care of you. Right now, you're in the vulnerable position.
I didn't kill my husband.
I believe you. Look, Bobbie, I'm just coming into this case. I need to go over all the evidence. I need to go over all the statements that were made. I can't come up with any answers until I know where we stand.
Isn't it enough to know that I didn't kill him? My God, Jake, I'm a nurse. I wouldn't kill anybody.
Bobbie, I believe you. You don't have to convince me.
I have told the police everything that I remember happening. At least everything I remember when I was conscious.
All right, now tell me.
I have nothing to hide. Jake, I can't tell you right now.
Why?
Because the coroner called and they've released Brock's body. Terry and I have decided that we want a simple ceremony. I have to go soon.
I'll go with you.
With you?
Of course. We have plenty of time. We can go over all this later.
I have to change. Ruby's coming over.
You do everything you have to do. I'll wait downstairs. You just call me when you're ready, okay, Bobbie?
Jake, thank you for helping me with this. We'll make the police understand I did not kill my husband.
I mean, let's face it, there are a lot of people that didn't like Brock. Hated the guy, in fact. But I can't trace any leads to them. I don't know of anybody that hated him enough to want to snuff him out.
Perhaps when I figure out that anagram, it'll give you something.
How you going with it?
Well, I've made some progress. Do you want to hear?
Not until you've got it all done. What I want is some solid, tangible evidence. Evidence that'll hopefully lead me in another direction, away from Bobbie.
Nothing at all so far?
I've got a lot of unanswered questions, like where's the third bullet out of this gun? But unanswered questions aren't evidence.
I have to go and see Bobbie. I want to make sure that she knows I am her friend, even though my husband is the police commissioner.
Who also happens to be a friend.
But your hands are rather tied, aren't they? Mine aren't. She's still at the Port Charles Hotel?
Well, the coroner released Brock's body today. She's probably at a funeral home making arrangements.
I'll check.
You know, I'd like to go with you. But I'm meeting Ramsey at Brock's penthouse. Where it's going to be unsealed today and temporarily handed back to Bobbie.
Temporarily?
I'd only say this to you. Right now, it doesn't look very good for Bobbie. You know, this is one of those times when I would rather be anything but a policeman.